Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God, keep His commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. Amen. It's been Yehuda, man. High levels, bro, high as could be. Word to Rastafari, there's a holler in me. Every morning when I wake up, spend time on my knees. No sneezing necessary, the blessings received. Who lesser than me? Not a soul. We all got it and passed on it like common codes. I got tired of blowing it like a snotty nose. When will He return? Nobody knows. So I plant my seeds daily and water the field. There's a lot of people out here ignoring He real. Putting money before Him wasn't part of the deal. So I was being popular for a part of His meal. Feed me, Ezekiel, no Elliot. Heaven sent in the world full of these Hellenists. These Greek lovers, these genociders, these terrorists. The book's burning, give us another Exodus. I wanna see my people prosper.
You know, we have ones that's a Rastafari, live in the city, Kingston City, Manhattan,
Yeah.
like I, you know. We live amongst our universal brothers and sisters, and Rastafari is for each and every one. So it's not this weird thing where you have to live in the forest, no. But you have ones that live in the forest, and they hold an order for the ones like I and I who can come in now and hold our meds and come to these places and remove ourselves from that type of way and still come find our brothers in the midst of the jungle as well as in the city.
Exactly.
So it's a brotherhood throughout universe.
Yeah,
iPhones included, cameras included, cars included, planes,
everything, man.
palace,
Yes, man.
huts,
Yes, man.
rivers, ocean, the whole thing. Huh?
Yeah, and the thing about it too as well is that Rastafari is not a cult. Yes?
No.
So we're not looking for more followers to say, hey, everyone has to come and be Rastafari. No, we're looking at people and their heart.
We are all about love.
All right, so hopefully in a bit more of some business talk here, more business and tech kind of wrapped into one in one sense. So those looking to get into a lot more of the business sector and at least starting, you know, some small service businesses, ones can look into things such as this. So you're from the OZ Network here, dated June 26, 2019 by one Molly Fosco, entitled Uber and Lyft Are Bleeding While Spinoffs Hit the Pedal. The reading goes on as continues. Uber driver Damian Cortez says the Firefly digital screen atop his car makes his vehicle easier to spot and that he earns about 20% more than before he had it installed. Fellow driver Jacqueline Arana, a single mom of 2 in the Bay Area, was an early Firefly user who now earns around $400 more each month. Firefly, which launched last December, installs screens atop Uber and Lyft cars, or any car that a driver is using to earn money, including food delivery or cabs. These dynamic screens run targeted, geo-specific advertisements that change as cars move among neighborhoods. It's just one of a handful of rideshare spin-off companies to emerge in the past 5 years that are helping drivers earn more money at a time when their principal jobs as Uber and Lyft drivers are growing less lucrative. Yet these new companies are also basing their entire business models around an unprofitable industry. Both Uber and Lyft reported $1 billion in losses in their first quarterly earnings since going public, raising questions about their sustainability. So far, these struggles aren't impacting HireCar, one of the earliest spinoffs from the ride-sharing economy, which launched in 2014. A Los Angeles-based startup, HireCar essentially acts as a matchmaker between car owners and dealers on the one hand, and drivers looking to lease vehicles to run as Ubers or Lyfts or for food delivery on the other. The firm now operates in all 50 states and went public in 2018, a year before Uber and Lyft. Its net revenues grew by 138% in 2018 from $1.3 million in 2017 to $3.1 million. Cargo, another startup, might be more familiar if you're an American Uber rider on the East Coast or in the Midwest. As an exclusive partner of Uber, The firm effectively turns rideshare vehicles into mini convenience stores. It outfits the cars with small boxes filled with bottles of water, chips, candy, earbuds, and phone chargers. It buys these items in bulk at warehouse rates. Riders can purchase what they need at the market price while they're traveling instead of visiting a convenience store. They just need the cargo app. The firm shares the earnings with drivers, who today earn an average of $130 per month for doubling as salespeople. Drivers earn $1 for every order plus 25% of each retail item. They can earn even more from sales bonuses, referrals, and in-app tipping. Cargo started in New York and Boston in 2016 and is now used by more than 20,000 drivers in the U.S. and Brazil, where the firm expanded in May, who have collectively earned more than $1 million in additional income. And Firefly, currently backed by Google Ventures, among other investors, has already raised $51.5 million, including $30 million in May. The firm has had more than 650 hours of content played on the car top ad screens. The company just expanded to New York, where it also advertises on taxis. Driver incomes have increased by 10 to 15% on average. It was that realization that drivers in the rideshare economy were an underutilized asset that led to the creation of Firefly, says co-founder and CEO Kaan Gunay. We noticed the growth of serving targeted ads along and thought we could do a similar thing with rides, Gunay says. For drivers, the additional income that partnerships with these firms offer is significant at a time when changes in their pay structure have lowered the per mile earnings of many Uber and Lyft drivers nationwide. A study from the J.P. Morgan and Chase Institute in 2017 also found that drivers were earning less than half of what they did 4 years earlier. But there are other beneficiaries. Firefly's biggest appeal for advertisers is that the digital screens are situationally aware, changing messages based on location. The screens also show nonprofit content and Amber Alerts and are wired to collect data on carbon dioxide levels, says Gunay, helping to serve as a potential data source for policymakers. In San Francisco, the screen is helping to serve as a potential data source for policymakers. In San Francisco, the screen is installed for free by Firefly, and Gunay says they have thousands of drivers on their wait list. Uber and Lyft's policies on allowing drivers to place commercial ads on their vehicles is murky, but neither company has strictly prohibited it. Cargo also serves as a marketing tool for brands because it consistently gets their products in front of new customers. Rideshare passengers can also access exclusive digital offers on their smartphone while in transit, says Jeffrey Kripe, Cargo CEO. Meanwhile, HireCar connects owners and dealers of a less used car with Uber, Lyft, or food delivery drivers. Drivers go on the HireCar site, find a vehicle they like, and send an application to the owner. They can rent a car for as little as 2 days or up to a month, and it's easy to renew. HireCar also provides drivers with insurance. Roughly 40% of those who sign up to drive for Uber and Lyft don't have a qualifying car to get started. Many times, that's because they're under 25 and can't get approved for a lease. That's where HireCar comes in, says Nate Ryan, Vice President of Marketing at HireCar, which frequently approves drivers under 25. To be sure, these firms face challenges. In Los Angeles, Firefly has received some pushback primarily from District 3 City Councilman Bob Blumenfeld, who says the moving billboards are distracting and could cause accidents. The company's dependence on a new and still unprofitable industry also leaves them vulnerable. So far, suggests Purush Papatla, a marketing professor at the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee, these firms don't have any reasons to worry. Businesses participating in the rideshare ecosystem are not making huge leaps of faith, he says. But a bigger threat may emerge from how Uber and Lyft react. As the ecosystem becomes more attractive, the rideshare operators could take a bigger and bigger cut from the participants of the ecosystem, he warns, noting the 30% cut Apple takes from shares or sales in the iOS App Store. For now, these companies aren't too worried. Gune sees advertising as a way of significantly lowering future transport costs. And Ryan of HireCar insists that even without Uber and Lyft, the broader economic ecosystem around drivers looking for cheap and flexible ways to own vehicles without actually owning will survive. There's no turning the clock back on that, these founders believe, nor, they hope, on their early successes.